Hello, dear ones. Greetings from All Saints Orthodox Church, South Fairfax Road in Bloomington, Indiana. Christ is risen. Father Peter John here, and I wanted to talk today a little bit more about the prophet Elijah. We'll probably spend another 2 or 3 days on him. And today's story picks up where we left off last time. You'll recall that he was fed by an angel. 2 times the angel woke him up and told him to rise and eat. And so he ate the bread and the water that was offered by the angel. And today's pericope picks up where he's eaten this, and we're told that this food strengthens him for 40 days. That 40 days is the time that it takes him to go from where he is in the wilderness to go to Mount Horeb, the mountain of God, which is also synonymous with Mount Sinai, and where Moses received the 10 Commandments from God. This is where Elijah is going. Now, we're not told why he's going there. We're not told specifically that the Lord told him to go there. We're just told that after he prays to die, that the angel visits him twice with food, tells him the journey is too great for him, and then he goes. So we find him then on Mount Horeb, Mount Sinai, and he goes and he finds a cave, and he goes in to lay down, and the word of the Lord comes to him and says, "Elijah, why are you here?" Now, this is a very interesting question, that God would ask his prophet Elijah, "Why are you here? What are you doing here?" And so I want to read to you the answer that Elijah gives. Elijah says, "I have been very zealous for the Lord of hosts. For the children of Israel have forsaken your covenant, torn down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. I alone am left, and they seek to take my life." So it seems that he's got some self-pity going on here. When God asks him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" his response is, "Children of Israel have turned their back on you." Granted, remember, he just came from this duel, right? The showdown at sundown, where the children of Israel presumably were coming back to God because they saw the fire come from heaven and the flames consume that sacrifice that Elijah had offered. So he says, the children of Israel, they've turned their back on you, they've torn down your altars, and they've killed the prophets with the sword, and I alone am left. And so he's feeling self-pity. He's already asked to die, asked for the Lord to take his life. Now he's gone 40 days to Mount Horeb, Mount Sinai, and now he's kind of pitying himself. He's saying, I'm all that's left. It's just me. So why did he go to Mount Sinai? We're not told exactly why. Personally, I feel like maybe he was kind of making a pilgrimage. You know, God had visited Moses there. Maybe he was going to see if he could find God there, which is very interesting. We're not going to talk about that today. I am going to talk about that tomorrow. But for today, the question is, Elijah, why are you here? Why did Elijah go to Mount Sinai, to Mount Horeb? Why did he go there? That's the question. I tend to think probably he went there to see if he could have an encounter with God. And you'll find out tomorrow when I give the second half of this encounter here, that the Lord appears first to Elijah as the word of the Lord. That's what we're told. The word of the Lord came to Elijah. The second time the Lord speaks to him, and by the way says the same thing, "Elijah, why are you here?" He speaks to him in somewhat of an epiphany, a theophany, in a still small voice. The same question, "Elijah, why are you here?" So I'm going to leave that with you. I want that to simmer a little bit, take on some flavor. I want you to think about it between now and tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to go dive into the second half of this encounter and find out perhaps why Elijah is there. The blessing of the Lord and his mercy come upon you. Christ is risen. Indeed, he is risen.